Hello guys and gals, and thankfully I realized this before I actually published this video, is that the video was corrupted, and I didn't keep the original, because once I upload a video to YouTube, I usually just delete them. So I'm remaking this one, which is okay. Anyways, we will be reading Disney's The Lion King, and I think I got this up at the local thrift store before it closed. But anyways, let's see. It says here, this is Disney's The Lion King, adapted by Margo Hoover. No, Hover. Excuse me, Margo Hover. If it had two O's, it would be Hoover. It only has one. Okay, the cover art is by Niall Harding, and the interior illustrations are by Judy and Robbin Cuddy. And this is all the copyright information. Let's start. I just love the artwork here. I mean, it looks like it was taken like from the photo cells, whatever they're called. I like those zebras. It was a day of rejoicing on the African plain. All the animals had gathered to witness the presentation of the first cub born to Mufasa, the Lion King, and his queen, Sarabi. A wise old baboon named Rafiki led the ceremony. Rafiki stood on Pride Rock and held the cub, named Simba, high for all to see. The animals below were filled with joy. The little creature held so high was the Pride Land's future king. Okay, and we're going to take a good look at these animals because they are really, really well done. I think a lot of research went into this movie. Just saying. Afterwards, Mufasa went to look for his younger brother, Scar. He found Scar teasing Zazu the Hornbill, who was the king's chief minister of affairs. Scar, stop it, ordered Mufasa. Then he asked his brother why he hadn't been at the presentation. Scar replied angrily that if Simba had not been born, he, Scar, would have been the next in line to be king. Yep, I remember that scene. After that movie starts, life's not fair, and I will never be king, and you will never see the light of another day. See, I used to have the entire film memorized line for line, because I'd seen it so many times. And someday I might try to actually recite the entire movie from memory, but that's kind of a stretch. Anyways, in time, Simba grew strong. He stood on Pride Rock to see the kingdom that would one day be his. What about that shadowy place? Asked the cub. It's beyond our borders, Mufasa said. Never go there. Then he told his son how important it was to be a good king, one who understood that every creature had a place in the great circle of life. And yes, I know it doesn't say that in the book, but it is a line from the movie. He says, in the great circle of life. Anyways, here we go. Later that day, before Zazu could prevent it, Simba talked his best friend Nala into going on an adventure. They planned to visit the very place where Simba's father had said he must never go. Uncle Scar told me about an elephant graveyard there, said Simba excitedly as he and Nala raced along side by side. When Simba and Nala reached the graveyard, 3 hyenas appeared. They were, Banzai, Shenzi, and Ed. I think Ed is the one that has the notched ears. I'm not sure. That's Banzai and that's Shenzi. When Simba and Nala reached the graveyard, 3 hyenas appeared. They had been sent by Scar to hunt down Simba. There he is, said Shenzi, the leader, a king fit for a meal. The cubs ran, only to find themselves trapped in an elephant carcass. Suddenly, the Lion King himself appeared. He let out a huge roar, and the hyenas fled. It's really interesting that they do this because the hyena society is actually a matriarch, where the leader is the female. And the movie picked up on that pretty good. The angry king sent Nala home with Zazu. As night fell, he and Simba had a talk. Simba apologized for disobeying his father. I was just trying to be brave, he said. Being brave doesn't mean going to look for trouble, said his father. Then Mufasa explained that the great kings of the past looked down from the starry sky, ready to guide Simba whenever he needed help. Later, Scar met with the hyenas. He was furious that they had let the cubs get away. Then he told the hyenas there were going to be some changes. Mufasa and his son will both die, he said. Then I will be king, and you will control the Pride Lands. The next day, Scar lured Simba into a deep gorge, then secretly signaled to the hyenas to start a stampede of wildebeest, otherwise known as gnus. It's actually spelled G-N-U, but it's pronounced new. The G is silent. Otherwise known as wildebeests. Mufasa dragged Simba to safety, but the king was pulled down by the stampede. As Mufasa struggled to escape, he called out, "Scar, help me." Actually, in the movie, it's "Scar, brother, help me." "Long live the king," answered Scar, pushing his brother to his death below. Then Simba found out when Simba found out that his father was dead, he thought it was all his fault. Scar told him there was only one thing to do. Run, Simba, run away. Okay, and then there's the wildebeest stampede. Okay. Scar then ordered the hyenas to kill Simba, but the cub escaped through a patch of prickly thorns. "If you ever come back, we'll kill you," the hyenas screamed as the terrified cub fled into the jungle. And that's actually a line that's in the video game. I had it for the Super Nintendo and the Game Boy, actually. I probably still have it somewhere. Scar climbed Pride Rock and announced that both Mufasa and his son were gone forever. He was now king, and the hyenas were welcomed into the Pride Land. Simba ran away until he was too tired to move. Fortunately, he was soon rescued by a meerkat named Timon and a warthog named Pumbaa. "He's just a cub," Pumbaa said. "Can we keep him?" "Are you nuts?" Timon squealed. "Lions eat guys like us." In the end, Timon took pity on Simba, and he and Pumbaa dragged the cub into the shade of the jungle. Yeah, there's some vultures circling, so yeah, that's kind of bad. Simba was soon feeling better and could not forget his last terrible day in the Pride Lands. Timon and Pumbaa tried to teach him about Hakuna Matata, life without worry. "No past, no future, no problems. Live for today," Timon urged. Simba happily stayed in the jungle with his new friends. One day, Simba went to Pumbaa's rescue when the warthog was attacked by a lioness. As Simba fought off the lioness, he suddenly realized she was Nala, his childhood friend. "Everyone thinks you're dead," said Nala when she recognized Simba. "I've really missed you." "I've missed you too," said Simba. Okay, there's that. That was actually a poster once. I think I have that poster somewhere. Later, Nala told Simba about life in the Pride Lands. "With Scar as king, there's no food or water," she explained. "If you don't do something, everyone will starve." "I can't go back," Simba said. "There's nothing I can do about it. So why worry?" "Because it's your responsibility," Nala told him. But Simba still believed he had caused his father's death. He could never show his face in the Pride Lands again. This is like one panoramic picture, which is gorgeous. Anyways, that night Simba heard his father's voice. As Simba gazed up into the star-filled sky, the Lion King said, "You are my son and the one true king." I gotta hear. There we go. Now you must take your place in the great circle of life. Again, I added great because that is what they say in the movie. The vision and the stars began to fade. "Don't leave me," Simba cried. "Father!" But Mufasa's image was gone, and Simba knew that his father was right. Simba was ready to return to his kingdom. Okay. Now it says, before dawn the next day, Nala awakened Timon and Pumbaa and told them she could not find Simba. Then they heard a strange voice from a nearby tree. "You won't find him here," said Rafiki. "The king has returned." Nala realized that Simba had gone back to challenge Scar. Her heart told her to follow Simba home to the Pride Lands. I almost said Pride Rock, which would apply. So then there's Rafiki and then the trio. It was dusk when Simba saw Pride Rock once again. The land around it was parched and dusty. At the very moment when Simba approached, Scar was in a rage. Many animal herds had long since left the land, and there was nothing left for the lionesses to hunt. In his terrible anger, Scar struck Sarabi, Simba's mother. Okay. Simba confronted Scar. "Either step down or fight," he commanded. Scar backed the true Lion King towards the edge of the rock. Simba slipped, but he held on with his front claws. Scar said, "This was just the way your father looked before he died. That is, before I killed him." Excuse me. Simba screamed, leaping at Scar. Simba chased Scar until he begged for mercy. Just as Simba was ready to let him go, Scar lunged at him once more, but Simba was stronger, and his uncle fell to the hard ground below. Scar's terrible reign was over. As his mother and friends watched, Simba claimed his kingdom. Okay. Peace returned to the Pride Lands, and the circle of life continued when a cub was born to Queen Nala and King Simba. On the day of the presentation at Pride Rock, Rafiki lifted the cub high for all to see, just as he had lifted Simba many years before. And let's see. Yep, I think I have this. Is this oh, this is Platinum Edition. I think that I have a copy. I think I have this, the Platinum Edition. Okay, it's a commercial, an advertisement. Okay, and that was The Lion King by Walt Disney. Again, we're going to go over the specifics here. It was adapted by Margo Hover. The cover illustration by Niall Harding, and interior illustrations by Judy Barnes and Robbin Cuddy. And so yeah, if you like this content, make sure you like and subscribe and ring the bell so you know when I upload. And if you want to support me in any way, all the information will be in the description below. And as always, thanks for watching, everyone, and have a great day.